Hello, and welcome back to another episode on Farming Simulator 25. Alright, on last episode we left off in the grass field, and we need to do a couple things today in order to finish our barley planting. So this right here should be our cedar right here, that's perfect. Oh, did I miss a spot? Maybe? Or maybe not. I don't know. I guess not. Alright, let's go ahead and bring this into the next field. And, oh, no, over there I definitely did miss a spot. Over there as well. I could have sworn I didn't see any spots missed yesterday. Or, I'm sorry, previous episode. But maybe I just automatically grabbed it from the map. And didn't actually eyeball it. Which is not good, because apparently, you know, little bits and pieces here will miss. And I would like to get that extra 5 liters. I'm sure it's more than 5 liters, who knows? It could be 7. Yeah, see, that still looks weird from further away. I'll just go ahead and redo it anyway for my own sense of sanity. That looks the same. Oh well. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put this on a worker in order to plant this field as well with barley. We're still looking good for seed and still looking good for fertilizer. And there we go. Alright, next thing I need is, I do need this one, but not yet. Where, oh where? Oh, this one is still mulching. Okay, so we still have our white tractor working in this field. When they're done with this field, I'm going to have to do that little field by our yard where I was contemplating putting that chicken coop. Alright, so then, while we're waiting for that to finish up, well, we got a lot of pallets to move. Let's go ahead and drop off our mower. And we're going to have to bale this up really quick into silage. So we got a lot of work to do. We need to bale this into silage. We need to finish planting our field over there. We also need to roll the fields that we've planted. I'm not even sure what else. That's already going to be quite a busy episode. I wish I could lower that driveway just a little bit so it wasn't quite so steep. I think what I'll do is at some point off camera I will come in and I'm going to try to level this area out just a little bit so it doesn't have quite, you know, such a steep ramp going up and down. I won't do it on camera only because it's going to take so long and it's so finicky to try to even smooth that out. On camera, I was planning on extending this little yard right here further into the mountain a little bit, kind of by where the road goes. But maybe I'll do that off camera as well, so that way, you know, you guys don't have to watch me landscape a bunch. I don't know. Alright, I think I'm going to start with the baling. Yeah, I guess we'll start with the baling. I'm not really sure. There's so much stuff to do. Let's actually check out our grain mill. First, the bakery still has 6,000 liters of flour into it, which is good. The granary has 11,000 liters of flour storage, so that'll be good because I can actually deliver that. I'll have to move the wheat into the granary as well. Well, not granary, the grain mill, and then turn that on. I got my water I need to refill into the greenhouses. Spinach is still doing good, so we shall leave that. Flour can go into here as well. What does it get used for? It's the noodles, right? No, I need eggs anyway, so that won't do any good. Okay, rice greenhouse. The saplings could use a little bit of water, but that goes so slow, it's kind of fine. The sawmill. Yeah, I definitely need to bring a tree or two to this sawmill here in the yard. And our large one would definitely need some wood as well. Alright. We need to adjust the size of this because we were doing the straw earlier. We need to change it to the 150 centimeters. Perfect. Man, I think I'm gonna have to drop this partial straw bale. Only because what's gonna happen is last time I started the straw here, this was at 150 because it had some grass in it. So unload bales early is an O. We'll dump this. I might have to move that stack of straw bales up a little bit as well, just to make it easier for my trailer to fit in by the grain mill. But that is all stuff that I can either do off screen or do a little bit later. It's not a priority at the moment. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out really quick. I guess I'll see you when I'm done. we are. We went ahead and finished baling up all the grass field. While I was at it, I went ahead and had to reload our seeder with some more seeds and fertilizer. I was going to do just a little bit, and then I realized I still have a lot more planting to do, so I might as well reload it completely while I was at the shop. That way I wouldn't have to reload it at our little silo here that charges an arm and a leg. So I figure, you know, I might as well save some money while I'm there. Let's see if I can make this turn. Did I make it wide enough? I did it. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all of the bales here real quick. I would like to fertilize the field while we can, and this is definitely a lot more bales than last time. So this is, I guess, what a full. You do not get stuck on it. Oh man. Come on, you're a big tractor. You can do it. Yes. Alright, apparently I cannot talk and drive at the same time, because there's no way I really should have ran over it like that. So as I was saying, this is definitely a lot more bales than the last time where we cut this field before it was fully grown. Now the secret's going to be is figuring out how long it actually takes to fully grow so that we can get a cut off of it. This is definitely a big enough difference that I don't want to cut it early anymore. As a matter of fact, let's hop out of here. Well, I'm not getting any extra information from my my field info there in the bottom right corner. Maybe next episode, or you know, as I advance into October, I'll get a little bit more information. I don't know. Like if I hop into a field that's been planted with something else, I do get more information. I think. Let's see. Let's check out this field right here to the right. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So it looks like they have something planted here. And what do they have planted? They have sugar beet. And if you look in the bottom right hand corner, it says growth 7 of 11. So it's got, what is that, 4 more stages to go. So let's see. We'll keep an eye on this field and try to figure out exactly how long it takes from when we harvest, as in this month, September, to when we can reharvest again and cut. I'd like to figure that out so I have a, you know, kind of a decent idea of, well, really of how long I can, you know, or how much I can make off of this field per year. I think we've paid for the field already with the silage we've pulled off of here, and we've started to pay for some of the implements we needed for this field. But it's not really just this field. I mean, let's face it, we pull up a lot of straw because we're doing so much grain. So this autoloader plus the baler, you know, that was an expense we were going to have anyway, and these silage bales are just kind of helping to offset it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move these, and then we'll move on to the next stage. I'll do all that in a quick little jump cut, so that way you don't have to watch me do it all real quick. I'll see you in just a little bit. Welcome back. So I've gone ahead and taken all of the bales off of this field and moved them onto our rice paddy field. And I did find an interesting thing out. If I use super strength and I picked up that grass bale, I put it on the back of this baler and it automatically wrapped it up into a silage bale, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, it also kind of glitched out a little bit and I was kind of like stuck in super strength, but not really. And I couldn't get in and out of the vehicles unless I tabbed to them. So rather than kind of dealing with that hassle of it, I went ahead and just kind of exited the game, reset it, and then started it up again. And then I moved all the bales off the field. But it was kind of cool to realize, okay, it is fixable if I you know, goofed up. But apparently it wasn't really meant to happen because the game was like, whoa, hey, what are you doing, man? That's all right. I'm gonna hold on to this track just for a little bit longer. There's a couple things that I need. Oh, actually, you know what? Before I hook up to that trailer, I realized today is September, and I believe that is the best time to sell spinach. Well, you know what? That's actually a good question. Is it the best time to sell spinach or the spinach bags? So let's check that out as I connect to this trailer and then fill it up with wheat and move that into the grain mill. All right. So let's check it out. We want spinach bags because that's what we're making. And September is the best time. So we have, well, the farmer's market is still the best price and it's going up. So by the time we load it up and move it down there, it'll be even better. I was going to put it down at our small farmer's kiosk because obviously it's really close, but we'll get a little bit more from the farmer's market and it's not that, you know, far away. So that'll be fine. I also moved some of those straw bales out of the way a little bit in order to make room for our truck to go in between, just so it's a little bit easier to load up the flour pallets. Unfortunately, as I did that, there's no nice way to move the pallets, or not the pallets, the bales. So my beautiful little stacks from the auto stacker got messed up pretty good. Alright, let's drop that in there. Let's go to the grain mill, and let's start making some wheat flour, or some flour from wheat. We'll activate that. We got still 10,000 liters of barley, 34,500 liters of oats. We're cranking through the rice flour pretty quickly. That's not bad. You know what that means? That means we actually have 14,000 liters of flour to move to the bakery, as well as a little bit over 6,000 liters of rice flour. Pretty cool. Let's reload this again. I set up the worker on our big field over there to start rolling. I'll have to take over, kind of double check the last 2 fields that it did, and then move it over to this field and roll this field myself. I think I spent more time on the grass this episode, but that was kind of the point. I really wanted to see what would happen, or how much grass we could, turn into silage after we extended the field and after we went for a full harvest. And we got a full stack, which I believe is 24 of the trailer, and then an additional 5, so 29 bales is not bad. Only thing left to figure out now is how long it's going to take for the grass to fully mature. Well, before, we can harvest again. Once we figure that out, we'll know exactly how much money we'll be able to make per year from that field, which I think is pretty cool. Awesome. I think one more load will be able to do it, if it can hold it. Let me do that before I move the trailer over there. It can. This modded grain mill is phenomenal. I mean, look at how much it can hold of each grain. Plus, it does the corn, peas, and soybeans as well, and turns that into flour. Unfortunately, I can't do anything with those particular flours but sell them. Would that be flowers as in plural? I mean, or is that those particular types of flour? I don't know. I'm not going to bust out a dictionary to figure it out. But those 3 types of flour, it just sounds better to me. I can't use for anything else. I can't use it into any other production to turn it into anything else, so I can only sell it for a profit. It started to rain. I was hoping to get the rolling done before that happened. But that's alright. This rain is not quite as overpowering as the hail was on the last episode. And I think the episode before that hail was so loud. You may not have noticed it because I actually had to turn the volume down when I was editing, because the hail was overpowering my talking. Alright, there goes the last of the wheat, and I think this will keep our bakery pretty much running for, I hope it's all year long. Because if that is, that means that once I can buy some bigger fields, then we're set. Not only can I get the chickens, I can also start doing, some other things in some of our smaller fields. Because I do want to give up this small field here in front of us and turn that into a yard. And that small field right there next to our house, I also would like to turn that into a yard. We'll move that little trailer next to the spinach pallets. I could use our huge trucking trailer, but to bring just a couple spinach pallets over to the farmer's market, that's too big of a it's too big of a vehicle to be driving around that city unless I'm really bringing quite a bit of stuff there. We'll need to shift some of those less pallets over, and then I need to refill some water onto the greenhouses, as well as I need to bring some wood into the sawmills before we end this episode. I just want to make sure there's enough wood there. One of the things I wanted to check out is... Okay, so we just planted barley, and the first month that can harvest is in June. Since we planted it in the first month, we should be able to harvest it in the first month as well. Wheat is July. Oh, that's perfect. So I can actually, I can plant wheat this month as well. Okay, in that case... Oh, hey, cool. He's done. All right. I got carried away. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead, roll up the spots that I missed in this field and that field there. Bring this worker over to the small field next to the silo. I'm gonna hop onto our large tractor, hook that back up to the seeder, and bring it down to the large fields by the shop, so I can actually start planting some wheat there. I'll do that on a worker, so we can kind of get that done in the background while I load up some pallets for spinach, bring that over to the farmer's market, sell that. I need to fill up my greenhouses, and then probably drag some trees over to our sawmill. Obviously, I'm gonna do that in a time lapse because that's a lot of stuff to get done, kind of all over the map, and gonna take some time. See you guys in a little bit. right, here we are almost over to the farmer's market, and it has started raining. It's pouring pretty good. And, and once again, coming out into the city in the rain at night, it is really neat to look at all the reflections in the puddles on the ground. It's kind of a really cool thing. One of the things I forgot to mention, but I'm going to show you right now, I downloaded a mod that I thought was pretty interesting, and what it does is it puts a GPS inside the tractors or cars that you're driving. It doesn't work on all of them, unfortunately, but it should put a monitor. Let me actually zoom it in a little bit, and you'll see that the GPS creates the map that we're on and kind of my location, so I don't have to open up the map anymore. So this is kind of cool. It adds a little bit of realism, as though, hey, I got a monitor with a GPS going on, so I know where I'm supposed to go. I thought that was kind of cool. One of those little small quality of life, realistic type of mods that I really love. Let's go ahead and bring this in there and see how much we make from this. Nice, quick little 19,000, just a little bit over it, almost 20. And again, this is all income that's come in from the spinach harvests that we did as a contract, which I think is still pretty darn cool. So we did a contract, got enough spinach that we ended up purchasing that little canning factory, and just the spinach we're making from that has paid for the canning factory already, and now it's profit. And that's all profit we would have made anyway if we sold the spinach, but this just kind of, makes it a little bit extra. And that production runs on its own in the background, so that's fine. It's not very fast, it doesn't make a ton of money. It was never really meant to. These small productions are just kind of there to, trickle in a little bit of things here and there. But I'll take what I can get. I think we should have finished planting the wheat here in this field. Looks like we did. Excellent. I'll take that over, kind of cover what the AI worker missed. I'm not really sure where to put this trailer. You know what? For now, I'm just going to put it right here behind our little kiosk. I probably should turn in this contract and turn in the tractor. It's been really nice to have another versatile tractor to kind of hop into. Alright, let's see. This one needs to roll, but before I can do that... Yeah, it misses just a little bit here and there. So let's see if I can grab all that. It's getting dark. I wanted to pull some trees into the sawmill, but unfortunately my big tractor here, the Vultra, is kind of being used at the moment. It's our strongest tractor, so I kind of put it on these jobs that, that are needed. It needs a strong tractor to kind of run some of these machines, which is unfortunate because this is also my most, versatile tractor. And they can just do pretty much anything. Alright, let's bring this down to the next field. You know what I could do, and I've been kind of wanting to put it off for a little bit until I got another field. But one of the mods I downloaded for a large tractor was one of these Case, the Steger tractors. So basically what it is much, much older as far as like year tractor. So it's a lot slower. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that, the newer tractors have, because obviously a more modern one is 685,000 versus 70,000. That's a big difference. But I was kind of looking at these, and one of the reasons I downloaded it was because I was like, these tractors are strong. They're not very fast. They can't, they're not very versatile, but put them onto a field and let them drag some, some implements, some bigger implements would be fantastic. I mean, this has got up to 600 horsepower, up to 625. Interesting. For some reason, I thought the quad tractors with like the tank tracks would be much stronger, but I guess not. And it's cheaper over here. Interesting. Now let's just see how much a fully loaded one would be. So with full power, at 625 horsepower, wheels would be, I don't want twin wheels. I like standard, but can we get wide? So just standard. I don't want, oh, there we go. And that obviously added up quite a bit of money. We got wide tires. I don't want doubles. Wides is fine. Front weights, yes. Yes. Monitors, yes. Actually, wait. All of them, an extra 4,500. Quick hitch, yes. Extra front lights? Yes, why not? No decal, yes. So that would cost us 90,000 and give us one tractor that is at 90 miles an hour is pretty darn slow. But 625 horsepower is phenomenal. We can pull any implements we really need in the future until our farm grows so big that that we can invest in some of the more powerful, faster, expensive tractors. So I've been thinking about this one, and at 90,000, I think it's phenomenal. Oh, you know what? I did not. Okay, so I'm going to try it for the first time. I downloaded a mod that allows me to buy used equipment, not just that's on sale, but to try to find it. So now I'm going to search. Basically, I'm going to ask the store, hey, I want you to, start looking around and see if you can find a used one of these for me. So I have three options: a normal search, which only lasts for a month and gives me a 65% chance for them to find it; an extended search, which lasts for 3 months but gives them an 80% chance to find it; and a continuous search, which lasts for an entire year, but that gives them a 98% chance to find it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to spend the $3,240 on a continuous search, so we have a 98% chance to find a used one of these. New is nice, but I'd rather save the money and invest more money into getting fields than I would in getting this. I'd rather just repair it and keep it up and running. So I'm going to do that. Alright, the used equipment broker has got your assignment. An upfront fee of $3,240 has been deducted from your account. Keep an eye out for notifications from the broker when the search assignment has ended. That is pretty cool. Alright, let's move this guy down one field. And we'll continue planting wheat. Man, it's getting really dark. Let's check the sawmills really quick. So the large one I think has enough wood to go one more. If I advance to the next month, that really won't make a big deal. It'll take longer to reload it. That's okay, I can live with that. But this small one, what I think I'll do real quick is I'll just drag a tree into here just to kind of fill it up a little bit, so I don't have to worry about whether or not it will last. Let's see, where can I grab a quick tree? Something decent size if I can find it. This will work. Now I have to be careful because the lumberjack mod will allow me to cut trees that are not on my property. And I want to make sure I'm not doing that. Eventually I'd like to purchase this field anyway, but I don't want to do it now. Oh, those trees might not be on my property. Let's see, let me go just a little bit past it. Yep. Alright, so we can't cut that down. Those are all so small. You know what, let me just go to where all my trees are. We'll just chop one of these down real quick. I hate to take down all the trees because they look kind of cool, but sorry buddy. It's somewhat in the way, and you're a decent size. So hard to see at night. Alright, let's attach it, and let's drag this in, and hopefully that'll give us enough wood for that small sawmill to make it through the advancing of the next month. I mean, it should. Let me actually pull this in a little bit. No, this one. There we go. I try to do most of the processes without having to use the help window, but that always means I'm like, oh man, what button is it? Do I remember this time? Slide in. Perfect. Alright, how much did that give us? Half, almost. So we're at 40%. That should last for the next advancement. And I think with that kind of out of the way, man, I don't want to hold on to this tractor for beyond the month that I took it. So I'm going to turn in the contract. And what I'll do is I'll advance. If I need another tractor again, I'll have to do another contract so I can get it. All right, we'll complete this. We'll get 6,000 for, I think that was a hoeing contract. Awesome. Okay, tractor is gone. We're going to go ahead and leave the episode here. In the next episode, we'll advance the month over to October, and we'll do another contract, probably pick up another tractor. I'll most likely fill my sawmills up with something like that. Before we move on, let's actually take a look at our financials and see how we did for the month of September. We spent $2,418 on new vehicle. Really? What did we spend money on for new vehicles this month? Did we upgrade something? I don't remember. I don't think I did anything in this episode, and maybe it was in the previous episode. I don't know. We'll figure it out. $367 for production costs. That is pretty darn nice. So the day's not even over yet, and we added the production of wheat flour, so that should probably go up a little bit. We sold products for a little bit over $20,000. That includes the spinach that we sold, as well as whatever rice saplings got sold in the background. We spent $2,520 on seeds. We spent $3,840 on fertilizer. We made $6,347 from contract income, which is nice. I've been trying not to do too many contracts. One, I don't want to really rely on it too often, but my philosophy is I don't mind doing a contract or two in the background, but if I'm going to use a lot of workers myself in my own fields, then it kind of feels like, I'm double dipping a little bit. So I'm like, if I'm going to use a bunch of workers, then I don't want to really run contracts unless I need like a tractor or something like that. So for the month of September, we've spent $1,763 so far on wage payments for all the AI workers. We've been using them a lot to get everything done. We did planting, rolling, mulching. What else did we do with the workers? I think that was pretty much it, but that's a lot in pretty much all of our fields. We spent $1,200 on the bale, twine, or wrapper, whatever that was. And we have a total of $224,615 at the moment, which is good. We're going to need a lot of money to buy the yard I'm looking at. And I'm trying to, we'll wait and hopefully get that tractor on a good sale that I want, and then that'll help us run all of our big equipment until we're really, needing to expand aggressively. All right, everybody. I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, please press the like button and subscribe if you haven't. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Have a great day.